Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health Days. First, we'll start with sports. And as I mentioned, I wanted to start with mental health. Rashee Rice allowed me not to do that. So we're going to start with the Chiefs. Rashee Rice is back in trouble and he has violated his parole for smoking weed and is now back in jail and is probably not somebody I may want on my football team. He put a kid's life in danger and deciding to put his life in danger of a kid getting in a car accident while he was hot, while he had weed on him at least. You have a trouble pass, which Rashee Rice did. That's why he was drafted into the third round of where he was. As a mental health person, I try to be understanding of somebody's struggle. I get it, but also at the same time, he's put other people's lives in danger, which I have no time for. And he is also getting in trouble off the field and off the field, and has not played and has been injured, and was also suspended last year for the accident and doing speed racing, which is just stupid or dumb. But I am a general manager. I am definitely not renewing his contract. I think I'll probably be suspended for probably 6 to 8 games being what happened last year. Maybe it's only 4. But on my team, he probably wouldn't be on my team, but I get it. He's a good player, but he's also never on the field, and that hasn't helped, and you're definitely not renewing his deal for Rashee Rice. That is Sam on Smack. Now we move on to the Royals. The Royals have struggled and are now 1-8 in the last 9, becoming a time for the Royals to realize if we don't start winning soon, they are going to have to trade their pieces, which here's my kind of stance. If you're 10 games under 500 at the All-Star break, you've got to start selling. And you can wait as long as you want, but right now I don't see any improvement, especially given that they're 1-8 in the last 9. And it would be maybe a little surprising if they won tonight. The Royals didn't struggle last year with the first half, and they weren't very good at the first half, and were able to fortunately have a great second half, but didn't end up making the playoffs. With the Royals building a new ballpark in 2031, you would want the Royals to see what they have with this ballpark, with this ball team in 2028. I think you probably give McIntyre next year to manage a team, but if they're up near the same amount of losses next year, then it's time to start looking towards a different manager, and you'll have probably different players. If the Royals may, it is definitely a disappointing season for a team that I thought was going to win towards 85 to 89 games. It's definitely been disappointing for the Royals this season. That is Sam Von Smack. Michael Walker will go for the Royals, and Conley Yearly will go for the Red Sox. Game time tonight, 6:40. White Sox are playing the Mariners. That game is tied at 0. The Sox won last night game 2-1, trying to win the series today. Again, 0-0, top of the second. For the White Sox going today is Sean Burke. He pitched a clean first inning. And for the Mariners, it is Emerson Hancock. Top of the second. The Cubs will play the Brewers. The Cubs lost last night. They're now half game back and fall into third place. And Milwaukee takes the lead. The Cubs hope to tie back with the Milwaukee Brewers today. Today for the Cubs, pitchers will be Edison Cabrera and Kyle Harrison. The Cubs are the slight favorite. 6:40 is the start time. The Cardinals move to 28-19. with the win yesterday. They're in second, right with the Cubs, actually tied with the Cubs. They play the Pirates to the Cardinals tonight. This is a series of 4. Tonight's game is at 6:45. Tomorrow's game, if we don't get to it by the time we join the air, actually Aircraft will go for the Pirates, and Dustin May will go for the Cardinals. Royals have the day off. Tomorrow, the Royals have the day off. NBA game tonight. The Thunder hoping to grab at least tonight's game without the Spurs taking a 2-0 lead. The Spurs are in good shape if they take tonight's game to pull the upset. Players to watch out for: Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Stefan Castle, and Keelan Johnson. For the Thunder, it's Shai Alexander, their best player. Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Isaiah Hurston, and Shai Alexander was really good for the Thunder, and Victor Wembanyama was better, and that's why the Spurs won that one. We'll see whose players to watch out for. Alex Caristo, veteran, also a player we forgot to mention, and Isaac Hurston also a player we forgot to mention. Keys to the game: limit the turnovers. San Antonio had 23 turnovers in Game 1 against the OKC's defense. That became a dangerous fast. Let Wembanyama control the paint. Victor Wembanyama dominated Game 1, scoring and rebounding and protection. OKC still hasn't fully found themselves. They need to get transition back against the Thunder. That was their best part of the season. For them, the Spurs are the best when Fox and Castle and Harper push the pace. Contain Shai Alexander late, usually responds strong after a poor shooting night. Keys to the game for the Thunder. Keys to the game for the Thunder. That was the keys to the game for the Spurs. Better shooting from Shai Alexander. Slow down Wembanyama without double teaming. The Thunder need better interior defense with three-point battle. Caruso hit 8 threes in Game 1, but OKC needs more consistency from the outside shooting. Overall, use depth and pace. Oklahoma City bench energy and major strengths over a long series. Biggest matchup: Victor Wembanyama and Shai Alexander. If OKC would lose tonight, San Antonio would grab complete control of the series. Spurs would definitely have the upper hand, but it's going to be a pretty close ball game. I have no doubt. Tip is at 7:30. Last night, the Knicks definitely pulled it off. The strong comeback soon overall, especially after a year. The Knicks won Game 1, 115-104, after coming back, being down 22. The Knicks coach, Mike Brown, said it was one of the greatest comebacks of all time. Knicks lead the series 1-0. Game 2 is tomorrow. Gratitude meditation is a mind. Now we move on to gratitude meditation. Let's listen into the video.
Today we're going to be talking about gratitude. So often in our lives, it's not until we're faced with real difficulty, real challenge, perhaps an absence of something in our lives, that we really start to appreciate and feel grateful for those things that we have or those things that we did have. And in a situation like now, I think most of us feel grateful, apart from anything else, assuming that we are healthy and well. We're grateful just to be healthy and well. It's really easy to go down the rabbit hole and to think of the things we're missing out on and the things that we could have been doing or should have been doing. But ultimately, looking around the world, it's hard not to feel grateful to be healthy and well. And even if you are in the unfortunate position of feeling unwell, hopefully you're in an environment where you're being cared for, where you're being looked after, and where modern medicine is able to take good care of you. Even most of us, a lot of us, we haven't necessarily gone through times of war, times of conflict, times of pandemics like this. So it's a new territory. But in every situation, there is something to feel grateful for. And I'd really encourage you throughout this experience that we're all in to pause on a regular basis and to be grateful, to feel a greater sense of appreciation. Not just because it's a good thing to do, but because it genuinely changes the chemistry of our body and mind. It changes our relationship to what's going on in our own mind internally, and also what's going on externally in the world around us.
What is gratitude? What is gratitude meditation? Gratitude is a mind initially reflecting and appreciating good things in your life rather than focusing on the bad things, which is primarily what we do in this world. It is giving what you're thankful for. And I like to think of it like I have a roof over my head, I have a good family, and gratitude also gives you a meditation shown improves your mood, decreases symptoms of stress, anxiety, and depression, increases feelings of happiness, increases compassion for self and others. Just do 10 minutes, lowers the level of depression. People with chronic illness support recovery from alcohol, substance disorders, increase trust in strangers, lead growth, improve sleep quality. That's on guided gratitude meditation. Do it more often. It will help your life. And I hope you do it more often. Meditation. That is Sam on mental health and Sam on sports. Gratitude meditation, sitting there quietly for thinking about appreciating for 3 to 5 minutes or longer, letting yourself return to feel the emotions. Even support sessions can help. Many studies show 5 to 15 minutes a day, 3 to 5 times a week over several weeks. Strong effort. Examples, things people focus on: supportive people, a safe place, pets, nature, music, small positive moments, personal growth. From some people, gratitude meditation does not create instant happiness, especially during depression, traumatic stress. Instead, it may slowly improve your emotional stability. So improving your emotions